jerseys after him, but he's got the first down. And let's give the credit where credit's due. Tony Lee did a nice running job, but that offensive line blew out off the line.
Forward. They certainly did.
That ball is just inside the 45-yard line. We're under 2 minutes now. Clock's down to 1:50. Here comes Jim Votero in with the play. Worcester's going to have to hurry to get this play off so they don't get delay a game called. Birdno and Lee behind McCoy. McCoy, quarterback sneak. He's got good yardage.
5 yards.
Quarterback sneak gets to the 39-yard line.
That's what can happen to you if you're going to key on Tony Lee.
1:22 remaining.
Certainly is, and I believe this will be the last time out.
The clock is stopped at 1:22, Tone.
About a quarterback, John, you mentioned it when you couldn't figure out why Jackson took a timeout. I think there was a misalignment on their defense, and I think that's going to be costly now to them because this will be the last time they'll be able to stop the clock.
Jackson has no timeouts left.
Tony, you can see we've got up there on our screen that each Wednesday night before the College of Wooster home game, you can see Timeout with Tucker at 6 p.m. right here on CATV 9, and that is hosted by John Finn, the Sports Information Director at the College of Wooster, who has been so helpful to us in providing us with stats, just first-class hospitality up there at the college.
It certainly is, and we're sure looking forward to doing it. I believe we've got 5 games we were going to do for them, all the home games, aren't we?
Yes. And also, while we're handing out a round of applause, let's thank Fritz Rabb and the staff here at Wooster High School for their hospitality and all the things they do for us. Clock at 1:22. It is second down and a long 5. McCoy, another quarterback sneak, and he got maybe a yard or 2. John Murphy over there very quickly to peel off the defensive back, number 45, Bill Peel. No pun intended there, by the way.
No. We've got to like to congratulate Gary Green and his defensive coaching staff. They've done a fine job. They've stopped this team cold tonight, John. So we said the only time that they did score was on a misplay by General.
Tony, I didn't really want to get into it before the game, but the Akron paper, I think, had Worcester going down to defeat something like 28-7.
That's how much newspapers know, huh?
McCoy, McCoy gets the first down, I think. And the clock's at 35 seconds. I think the Generals are figuring they may not have to run another play.
They will. They've got, 25 seconds. And once that clock starts,
a first down.
They got one more play to run.
They are saying, let's get this clock moving. It's down to 33. And you're right, Tony. Worcester will run one more play. And I'm sure that will be another keeper by the quarterback, Matt McCoy. If you possibly don't know the score, it is 15-7. Worcester on top. McCoy drops down. He is covered over there by Birdno. The clock is at 13-12.
Steve Finicum, the son of Larry Thomas. At this time, I will the homecoming court. Junior attendant Laura Carter. Laura is the daughter of Harry and Alita Carter. She is a member of the varsity volleyball team and the varsity softball team. Laura plans to attend college and study business. Escorting Laura is Brad Allen. Junior attendant Mary Hooker. Mary is the daughter of Bob and Elizabeth Hooker. She is a varsity swimmer and a varsity volleyball player. Mary is also a member and a thespian. Graduating in the college. Mary is escorted by Brian Harwood. Senior attendant Beth Birdno. Beth is the daughter of Richard and Joyce Birdno. She is a majorette, varsity basketball cheerleader, and a student council member. Beth plans to attend college after graduating. best tonight is Todd McCullough. Senior attendant Gina Campbell. Gina is the daughter of Jim and Darla Campbell. She is a varsity cheerleader co-captain and a varsity basketball cheerleader. Gina plans to attend college after graduating. Escorting Gina tonight is Kent Maurer. Senior attendant Jenny Hodgson. Jenny is the daughter of Ralph and Connie Hodgson. She is a member of the marching and symphonic bands. Jenny is also the secretary and treasurer of the National Honor Society and a member of the tennis team and the ski club. Jenny is escorted by Tim Gallagher. Here at the Crown, the 1986 Queen is the 1985 homecoming queen, Alicia Hawthorne. Escorting Alicia is Tim McFarland. Would you please rise for the alma mater? Ladies and gentlemen, for the moment you've been waiting for, the 1986 homecoming queen, Beth Birdnow.
Wooster General this week ranked #1 in the Ohio High School Athletic Association Computer Poll, Region 7, Division 2. The offensive unit, the team coach by Mr. Bob McFarland. At center, number 59, senior Brian Finicum. Number 78, at right guard, senior co-captain Mike McLean. At left guard,
what he's made of. And the reason, again, like I say, he is going to go ahead, Coach McFarland will go ahead and play a controlled type ball game, and he's going to try to keep the ball as long as he possibly can.
Okay, we're just about ready for the kickoff. Wooster will be receiving at the north end of the field. They are dressed in their navy blue uniforms. John Adams getting ready to kick off. Gold pants, white jerseys, red trim, red helmets. It is taken by number 21. That is Brad Warner, one of the outside linebackers, and he gets it up to about the 37, 38 line. Well, excuse me. They mark it just over the 35, call it the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. There is junior Matt McCoy going in at quarterback. We've got Brian Finicum at center. We've got Mike McLean and Doug Glasgow at the guards, Mike Pregram, Mike Huddleston at the tackles, Matt Smith at the tight end. We'll give you the rest of the lineup as time permits. Murphy to the top of your screen. Mitch Leak to the bottom. It's Tony Lee on the first play, off left tackle, and he's off to the races across midfield, down to about the 46 for a first down. He got about 15, 17 yards on that first carry. And Tony, as you indicated, Wooster does have a larger team tonight and would like to play ball control, so we expect to see number 27, Tony Lee, carry that ball probably 20, 25 times at least.
I would look for it. Also, we might mention that John Hayes will not be playing tonight.
That is correct.
He's out, and we'll probably be seeing number 42, Vitaro, and number 41, I believe, Doug Snyder, bringing plays in from there.
Brett Birdno, number 43, from his fullback position, picks up close to 5 yards down to about the 41-yard line. And we also expect Brett to get more carries probably tonight than he's had this season. He is finally really healthy. He had sprained an ankle in preseason and is just rounding back into shape. Although young bodies heal quickly, an ankle sprain can take a long time to go back up 100%.
Tonight he's going to have to, he's going to show up and do quite a job, John. He's not going to let his sisters show him up. I think the Birdnos have a lot to be proud of.
They certainly do. It is 2nd and 5. That's Tony Lee off left tackle. He might have even tripped over his own man there.
He did.
But on the stop was number 42. That's Farrell Patterson, a 5'10", 175-pound junior. It brings up a 3rd and long 2 yards. And as you indicated, Tony, Jim Vitero, number 42, bringing in the play, alternating with Mitch Slake.
We will undoubtedly then see Doug Snyder take Hayes' place on defense.
Tony Lee, no, it's Matt McCoy, the quarterback, for the first down.
And he's got 7.
He and Tony Lee bumped into each other in the backfield. He was almost tackled there. That's the play that Mac scored on last week. And it was enough for a first down for the Generals down to about the 31-yard line. Wooster, of course, wants to have the control. They'll probably keep it on the ground, and especially tonight, that field is a little bit slippery. The rain has subsided, but it poured down for about 10 minutes. Very, very hard right before the game. I-backs behind McCoy, and it is Tony Lee off right tackle, and Tony is down to the 25. Pickup of about 5.
The following vehicles have to be moved immediately. A Chevy, license 353.
2nd down and 5.
Tuscarawas County car. A Medina County car, a Lincoln 367KYM, a dealer's plate car, a Dodge truck rather, S4458, and a Ford Escort 906 MXT with Erie County license plate.
2nd down and 5 for the Generals. I-backs again. And the give is the Birdno straight up the middle, powering up there for about 3 yards. All depends on the spot. Got 3, call it 3rd and 2. We would like to mention the sponsors who make this program possible tonight, and that would be Mott's Decorating, Degler's Restaurant and Pizza Bowl, Ettinger's Furniture, Tom Lyons out at Performance Pontiac, Dino's Home Movies and Drive-Thru, and yours truly, Clear Picture Incorporated. It is 3rd and 2 for the Generals. They need this to keep the drive going. It's Tony Lee, and he's got the 2+. He's inside the 15-yard line. Tony Wright in on the tackle for the John Adams Rebels. But Wooster taking the opening kickoff, and they have marched right down the field, keeping the ball on the ground. Waiting on Jim Vitero to come in with the play. Alternating the wide receivers, as Tony mentioned, John Hayes, number 42, not able to go tonight because of a sprained ankle. I'm sure he'll be ready next week. I talked with him just briefly on the sidelines. Tony Lee, left tackle, sweeping to the outside. Nice second effort. Didn't really get that much. Well, gosh, I say he didn't get much. He got about 6. He moved quite a bit laterally, and the yard lines confused me momentarily. But it's inside the 10, called the 9-yard line. Here comes Mitch Sleek now, number 90, in with the play. John Murphy going to the top of your screen, Mitch Sleek to the bottom. Birdno and Lee behind McCoy. This time it's Birdno up the middle. He's very close to the goal line, maybe a yard and a half out. And it is a first down for the Generals. Nothing fancy about that, Tony.
Will Duncan on the stop for John Adams. First and goal, General.
On the 2-yard line, John, that was a pickup of 8 yards.
Okay. Clock is down to 6:40, and this is what the Generals want to do. They want to keep it out of the hands of John Adams because, as I indicated, John Adams tonight 0-4 may just try anything once they get their hands on it. Wooster first and goal. It's Tony Lee off right tackle.
He's in.
He is in. 6-0 Generals. 6:25 remaining here in the first quarter of action. Wooster breaking on top with that 2-yard plunge by Tony Lee with the extra point try to come. And we look for number 45, Denny Shear. There is Denny setting up the tee right on the 10-yard line. Mitch Sleek will be his holder. Yes, the field announcer did something I wanted to do, and that is give some credit also to Matt Totten. That's a tough job, and tonight that ball is going to be a little slippery. Mitch Sleek got the hold. Let's see how they call it. It is good. So Wooster breaks on top by a score of 7-0 with 6:25 remaining here in the first quarter of action.
Darren Schubert was medalist runner-up, shooting a 77.
We might remind you, while we have this pause in the action, to tune in Cable TV 9 every Thursday beginning at 5:30, where you can get a broad view of area people, places, and things on Panorama. And that is hosted by Mark Glasgow.
Wooster was tied with Aspen for second with 326. Congratulations to the Wooster High School golf team.
Also, we might mention tonight, Friday night, September 25th, that Smithville is playing a tough game tonight, and we wish them the very best as they go up against the Huskies of Northwestern. And our friends at Triway have an equally tough time tonight over Triway High School against Fairless. There is the kickoff by Shear. It is high and short, and it is taken on about the 20, up to the 30, and across the 35. There's Mitch Sleek, number 90. Number 81 is Chip Yankello.
And Anthony White was the carrier on that. That's a nice kickoff return.
So now the Rebels have their first hands on the ball. And the young man that Tony was talking about before the game is number 20, Anthony or Tony Morgan. And he is...
Anthony White is another one can fly jump.
Anthony Morton is the quarterback.
Anthony Morton, the quarterback.
Yes, we'll have
Anthony
to
Morgan
watch
is
that.
playing a split end.
There is number 33 going to the outside, and he breaks free on the first play. This is what we were worried about. And he's up across midfield.
And that's first down.
33 is Allen.
John Adams' weakness, John, is not offense, it's defense. They just can't stop anybody from scoring.
Well, let's set the Worcester defense. The two down tackles are Mike McLean and Andy Seifert. The two ends, Brian Finicum, Steve Cooper. Outside linebackers, Brad Warner and Matt Smith, and we'll give you the secondary momentarily. We've got split backs behind the quarterback, Morton. And there is a whistle just before that play started. We'll just have to wait and see. I have no idea on this call.
And that is offsides against Worcester.
Tony is correct, and they'll march the ball down to the 44-yard line of the Generals. I know Coach McFarland was just a little bit disappointed with the defensive effort last week against the Quakers. Although the Generals only yielded 2 touchdowns, they gave up quite a bit of yardage in the second half. And I'm sure he's hoping tonight that they're going to stiffen. And it looked like the Generals jumped again, but Morgan moved from his offensive set as
I believe
well.
that Morgan will be called this time.
And the officials are really huddling on this. Oh, they get the Generals again. So Wooster gives up a first down to the Rebels on 2 successive 5-yard penalties. That's very
up here, it looks
uncharacteristic.
as if Morgan had moved before the line did, John.
I think the official on the side might have bypassed Morgan, looking in at the interior on that, Tony. Good hard running by number 33. That would be Alan Dent.
Charlie Smith. Brad Warner for Worcester brought him down.
Brad Warner's signature is on page 49 of your
Excuse me, it is Charlie Smith at number 33. We had a change in our program, and I did not notice that. 33 and 35 are in the backfield, 35 being James Alford. They are the split backs behind Morton. And that time, that should be on the Rebels, one of their backs lifting out of his three-point stance just prior to the snap. And I think the official saw it that time, the referee, yes. But the Generals just about jumped again. They are listening too much to that cadence and not watching the football, Tony.
It seems that way. They're going to have to go with the ball. Either they're going to be reading the eyes in front of the man in front of them.
Well, we saw too many yellow flags last week. We'd like to let the kids play tonight, but these are certainly penalties that the officials can't avoid early when they're as flagrant as they have been. It is 2nd and 15 for the Rebels, and it looks like a pass play, but no, it is not. Finicum knocked the quarterback down, and Cooper almost had the ball. Morton did a nice job to be able to recover that ball, but he loses another 10 yards back to the Rebels' 45. Make that the 46 as they're going to spot it, and you can see, or will be able to see, the official wiping off that ball. So the field is a bit wet tonight, and we may see that ball squirt away. Quarterback Tony Morton just about lost it. Of course, he was looking downfield when Brian Finicum came in and hit him. 3rd down and about 22, 23 yards. There's Morton back to pass, a little screen over the middle. There's some running room to the outside. Waited too long, and Seifert got him from behind. James Alford waited a little bit too long. He did break over the 50, however, into general territory, but it brings up a 4th down and probably about 18 to go. Give credit on that tackle to number 21, Brad Warner. And we've got Mitch Leake and John Murphy going back deep to receive this punt for the Generals.
Dale Anderson in punctuation.
22.
22, yes. Dale Anderson is the punter. Gets away a line drive kick. It is Murphy taking it on the 18. He's across the 25 and is tripped up at about the 28-yard line.
We got a beautiful block there from Steve Cooper, John, on that run back.
Well, it was a shoestring tackle by number 42, Farrell Patterson, or John might have had quite a bit more yardage as well. So Worcester, who in their first possession took it all the way down the field and scored, have it again with 2:21 left on the clock. Again, let us remind you of our sponsors tonight: Mott's Decorating, Degler's Restaurant and Pizza Bowl, Ettinger's Furniture, Tom Lyons out at Performance Pontiac, Dino's Home Movies and Drive-Thru, and Clear Picture Incorporated. 1st and 10 for the Generals, I-backs behind McCoy. And Murphy gets it on a slant play right up the middle. John Murphy is up across the 40-yard line.
11 yards.
Should have a first down.
11 yards on that, John.
Andrew Robinson unstopped.
And John is coming out of the ball game. I don't think he's injured. It is a very hot, humid night, and with Murphy going both ways, they may just want to give him just a little bit of a break. Ball is on the 41-yard line. Sleek and Vitero are your flankers. Uh-oh, fumbled ball. And McCoy, did McCoy get it? No, I think the Rebels of John Adams have the ball.
Fumble on the snap. Recovered by John Adams. Darrell Patterson recovered.
John Adams did recover that fumble. Tony, that looked like it was kind of never in the hands of McCoy on the snap. He really never got it.
He never really had the ball.
So the Wooster defense will be called upon to get tough here as the offense gives the Rebels the ball on the 39-yard line with 1:06 remaining here in the first quarter. Split backs behind Morton, and he drops back to pass. First play, looks downfield. It is for Morgan, and Murphy's got it on an interception. He's up the sideline, waiting on a block. No, he doesn't wait on that block. He just went right up the sideline but was pushed out. So Wooster gets the football right back. I'm trying to think. John Murphy has at least 3 interceptions this year, I believe, Tony.
I believe he's got at least one in each game.
But there now is a flag that we didn't see, so hold everything. It was a blocking below the waist, illegal block against John Adams, so Wooster will retain possession. Ball is on the 32-yard line. And here comes McCoy back into the ball game. The clock is under a minute here in the first quarter. Here's Doug Snyder coming way to the bottom of your screen. To the top is Mitch Slake. And the pitch is to Tony Lee, sweeping the left side. Got about 3. Just over the 35-yard line. Well, check that. As they spot the ball, I'll give him 4. Call it 2nd and 6. Jim Vitero in with the play. Mitch Sleek gets a rest. Of course, Mitch, another player going both ways tonight in the defensive secondary and the offensive flanker. They'll be doing a lot of running. Doug Snyder to the top of your screen. Jim Vitero to the bottom. High backs behind McCoy. Give it to Tony Lee up the middle, across the 40, and across the 45, and breaks up to about the 47.
Good second effort.
He sure did. Fantastic effort by Tony Lee. Another first down for the Generals.
And Tony Lee's really, that was his 8th carry here in his first quarter, John. And this quarter's about over. We've got 1 second.
We are down to the end of the first quarter with the score. Wooster 7, John Adams nothing. Let us again plug those people that allow you to bring this program to you, and that is our sponsors, and they are tonight, first of all, Clear Picture, Dino's Home Movies and Drive-Thru, Tom Lyons out at Performance Pontiac, Edinger's Furniture, Degler's Restaurant and Pizza Bowl, and Mott's Decorating. Our thanks to these, our sponsors. You can see Coach McFarland is out on the field, and they have also got the young ladies who provide the water. It is a hot, humid night here at Mauer Field, and we want to make sure that nobody has any heat exhaustion tonight.
Well, I noticed that Coach McFarland is switching his offensive backfield back and forth on this. I see that he took John Murphy out, and he has Doug Snyder in there playing both ways now. And more likely the next possession, he'll probably switch it back the other way.
Well, Tony, while we've got this break in the action, we're going to take time out and be right back. The chalk actually probably... First and 10 for the Generals. The ball on the 46-yard line. And that is Tony Lee right up the midfield. The chalk actually probably coming right up on the football. That is smack dab at midfield. Let us remind you at halftime we will have the Wooster High School band for you.
Unofficially, John, we have lead for 58 yards in the first quarter in 8 carries.
That's, as we indicated, excellent running by the junior tailback. Flankers to the top and bottom of your screen, eye backs. McCoy goes back on a first pass attempt, throws it out to Vitero. He is free. It's a foot race down the sideline, and he is knocked down at about the 15-yard line.
And we've also got a face mask penalty there.
And yes, there is a flag down there as well.
As a 35-yard reception.
It is a face mask violation. So there will be a penalty tacked onto the end. It was a nice throw. McCoy slipped a little bit as he went back to pass, and it was a nice catch, too.
It certainly was, John. The defender reached for the interception, and when he did, Vitero hung on to it. The defender was on his stomach or his belly, whatever you want to call it, and he had a good shot right for the goal line. I don't think we're going to see too many of our men break away from some of those backs, though.
No, I would have
I'm
to agree with you
talking
there.
about outrun them to the goal line.
As they spot it now after the major penalty, it is on the 6-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Generals. Generals are not in the full house. They are still in the I-backs, and there is a flag as Tony Lee goes in. It was the referee that threw the flag, and it usually is in a position where it would be on the Generals.
Illegal procedure against the Generals.
So that nullifies this score. We'll bring it back and try it again from 5 yards further. The homecoming queen, Beth Birdno, her brother, of course, is the fullback on the team, Brett. As Tony indicated, I'm sure it's a very happy family tonight. In fact, as Brett came out just before the game, he slipped over and he and his sister met and got a little smooch there, a sisterly, brotherly smooch. And I think they're probably both equally proud of the performances that they give.
How's that saying go? Football players need loving too?
This time it's Tony Lee again up the middle. Tony wants to score, and he's very close. He might be a yard short, and he broke a couple tackles to get down to the 1. It'll be a 2nd down, but it'll be about 1. Let us mention the rest of the young ladies who are members of the 1986 court. Laura Carter, Dina Campbell, Mary Hooker, Jenny Hodgson, and, of course, again, our queen, Beth Birdno. 2nd and 1 for the Generals. And now we've got a flag. Let's see where it is. Wooster is moving back, so perhaps it is on the Generals.
No, it's on the Rebels. Offside, I guess they encroached into the neutral zone there.
Hey, you can't put the ball much closer to the goal line, though, Tony. You're right, it is against the Rebels. Wooster breaking the huddle. They remain in the I backfield. Max showing a lot of confidence in Tony Lee and Beth Birdno. There's Tony Lee. Touchdown, Generals. So Wooster goes up 13-0 with the extra point try yet to come. And we're going to be seeing Doug Shearer. Excuse me, I guess I said Doug. I meant Denny. Denny, number 45, Mitch Leak to hold, puts it up and through.
No good.
No. Wow. I thought he had put it through. He did not. It is off to the left. Our score remains 13-0. Let us mention to you, while we have this break in the action with Wooster on top 13-0, that you can hear the thoughts of area coaches and athletes each week on Coach's Corner every Thursday night at 6 p.m. That is hosted by myself, John Hevlin. And let us talk about our sponsors again, too, which tonight are Mott's Decorating, Degler's Restaurant and Pizza Bowl, Edinger's Furniture, Tom Lyons out at Performance Pontiac, Dino's Home Movies and Drive-Thru, and Clear Picture Incorporated. 13-0 as Wooster gets ready to kick it off. That is number 45, Denny Shear. Tony, we mentioned, well, we'll get back to that. There is a good kick taken on the 10-yard line. That is Morgan. He is flying up the sideline and is bumped out close to the 35-yard line. Number 81 in on that tackle is Chip Yankello. Chip's going to make a name for himself, Tony, just as Brian Finicum did a year ago. Chip's an outside linebacker defensively, and I expect in the second half, if all goes well, we'll see some of Chip's plays out there. First and 10 on the 31-yard line. Morton, number 14, is the quarterback. He's got split backs behind him. And they're throwing it out to Morgan. Murphy's trying to go with him one-on-one, and Murphy brings him down and gets a nice hand from the crowd.
Fine job by Murphy that time. He refused to be blocked out.
He didn't take any of those juke steps, and Morgan is very slow getting up. Now getting up and going back to the huddle. It was a pickup of about 2, call it 2nd and 8. Good one-on-one defense, and of course John Murphy not only plays football but basketball as well. He is a guard, and he is known as a tenacious defensive player on the hardwood surface as well. He is paired up on Morgan again on a second down. Also frontal coverage on Morgan, and there's a whistle on the snap. Illegal procedure on the offense. Tony, because of the respect that Coach McFarland has for this young man, Anthony Morgan, he had Matt Smith, the outside linebacker, playing head up to give him a bump, and then he would be releasing him to John Murphy.
Well, you're going to have to slow him down somehow. Now, the best place would be right on line when you're allowed to have the contact.
Morgan is to the bottom of the screen, and Matt Smith has come out to give him that
double
first
coverage
chuck.
on him again.
Yes. 2nd and about 13 after the penalty. Quarterback Morton throws it out to the other side. Snyder, Doug Snyder, super play defensively.
Fine play by young
10.
Doug Snyder there. That was a loss of about 5 yards.
The Rebels going the wrong way on this drive, partially with penalties and partially as the result of good defensive play by the Generals. The nasty defense, you can see the towels that the Generals have hanging from their belts. There's a little crossed bones and skull on there, and the word nasty.
Officials for tonight's game, by the way, referee Mel McAfee, umpire Jack Van Reef, head linesman is Al Amacone, line judge Pat Antonelli, and the back judge is Fred Mammarella. 3rd
and 20, and the whistle blows before the play gets started again. Worcester had double coverage on Morgan, John Murphy, and Mitch Sleek. We'll wait for the call.
Delay of game, I believe. Delay of game.
You are right. Tony, you must have had some carrots for dinner. Your eyes are very sharp tonight. You're catching all these penalties. Clock is down to 7:39 before the half. This game has gone very quickly. Split backs again behind Morton, the quarterback. Anthony Morgan is to the bottom of your screen. A little jump pass. Nice catch out there. It picks up about 10 yards, but they needed 20 for the first down, so they're 10 short. Number 60, Doug Glasgow, comes up to make the tackle. Here comes Matt Totten back into the ball game, and Matt McCoy comes out. Matt had come in as a 5th defensive back on a nickel defense, prevent 3rd down defense. And Murphy and Sleek will go back for the Generals to receive this punt. Number 22, that's Dale Anderson. He is a junior. doing the punting for the Rebels. Gets away a line drive punt. Murphy moves up, fields it on about the 44, across midfield, picking up a wall of blue shirt.
He
He
should go.
is gone. John Murphy. Nobody there and no flags. That is the first time this year the Generals have sprung one. Tony, I think I said, what, the 41? That would make that
57 yards. I give
Okay,
it from the 43,
okay.
John.
John Murphy scores 13-6, makes it 19-0. That score coming with 6:45 remaining here in the first half. Denny Shear back in again. He'll take the hold from Mitch Sleek. Off base center by Matt Totten.
This was an example, John, where the kicking team got a little bit too anxious and crowded all in the middle to stop John going up the middle, and he just went to the side.
This time Denny Shear is good, and it makes our score Wooster 20, John Adams nothing. One of the other shows we'd like to remind you of on Clear Picture, Cable TV 9, is John Finn, who fills you in on the College of Worcester athletics on Scott Sports Capital. That is seen each Thursday evening at 6:55 on CATV 9. John is the sports information director up there and does a fantastic job. Denny Shear kicking south to north. Gets a good foot into this one. But it is going to roll out of bounds. So we will have to kick it again from 5 yards back.
And that time, John, I have to think he was trying to kick it away from Anthony Morgan.
I think you're exactly right. Although the score is 20-0, I think if we go back to the opening game against Glenville, where really two plays gave them two scores, Coach Mack is very leery about that.
As
Morgan
you
is
said
what you
before,
call a game breaker.
As you said before, they're a big play team. That's what they really strive on.
We would like to salute the players of the week from last week's New Philly game. Offensively, it was number 60, Doug Glasgow. Defensively, John Murphy, who just scored that touchdown. And this one does go to Morgan. He was waiting in the middle. He's across the 20. He's going up the sideline and is still on his feet as he crosses the 40-yard line. Looked like he was going to be tripped up about the 35, but put a hand down with good balance. He got 5 more yards.
Vitero.
Yes, Jim Vitero, who is getting a lot of action tonight, caught that pass for the big gain. Makes the tackle. Jim is a senior, 5'10". He's only 135 pounds. But he plays a lot bigger out there. So the nasty defense, we'll see if they can continue to shut out the Rebels. Anthony Morton is the quarterback, number 14. And he gives it off in the backfield on a counter, but number 63,
that
which
was
is Rich Withrow.
Rich Withrow, number 63, drove right in there. Rich is playing one of the defensive linemen right now, John. I don't know just which one he replaced right now.
I think he's in for Andy Seifert, if I'm not mistaken. He's one of the down tackles. Second down, and there was a loss of 5, so it's 2nd and 15. Split backs again behind Morton, and he drops straight back to pass, and he throws it downfield. There's a man open. Incomplete. Good defense. Mitch Sleek.
That ball was in the air too long. He's going to complete that, John. He gave the defense too much time to get back underneath it.
Yes, Mitch actually was playing a little too deep, but because it was kind of a banana pass, it gave Mitch time to come up and knock it away. On the incompletion, it stops the clock with 5:52, but it means it's a 3rd and 15. Morgan again drawing double coverage to the bottom of the screen. It was a fake play, and the Generals were not biting. Smith was the ball carrier. Looks like McCoy and also Withrow again in on the stop for the Generals. Good defense. And it brings up a punting situation. Now it looks to me like perhaps the Worcester defense was stung by the comments of their coach, Bob McFarland. And so far they're working on a shutout tonight. And hopefully that will continue. Cooper almost getting a block on that. This time it comes to Mitch Sleek. He's going to come up the right sideline. There is a nice blue wall. Mitch right down the sideline showing good speed, but the angle knocks him out inside the 20.
And fine run back by Sleek. And again, John, the Rebels are over pursuing. They're into the middle.
It's only their speed that enabled them to catch Mitch Sleek that time. So Wooster comes up with a fantastic field position. The ball is spotted on the 18-yard line.
That was about a 45, 50-yard return, John.
We still have 4:59, plenty of time before the half for Wooster to put another one in the end zone. Birdno and Lee behind McCoy, the junior quarterback. Sleek and Vitero are the flankers. And a whistle and a flag already before the play starts. Illegal procedure, Worcester. And they are calling the tailback, Tony Lee, for bobbing, saying that perhaps he was trying to draw the lineman off with a bob. So it brings up a 1st and 15. The ball moves back to the 23-yard line. Mitch Sleek to the top of your screen this time. Jim Vitero to the bottom. They just switched sides. Birdno and Lee behind McCoy. McCoy looks out there for Sleek. Oh, it just arrived a little bit too quick. It was right on the button.
It was. Beautiful pass.
Mitch just didn't get his head turned around quite in time. And as a result, it hit him right in the chest, but he just wasn't ready to pull it in. And I like that call. That's a gutsy first down call. Here comes Doug Snyder, 41 in with the play for Jim Vitero. Clock stopped on that incompletion with 4:55 remaining here in the second quarter of action. Mauer Field, Worcester on top, 20-0, marching again after a nice run back by Mitch Sleek. Draw play, Tony Lee up the middle. Tony is broken free. He's got one man to beat.
He's got a flag.
He's got a touchdown, but there is a flag.
There is a flag.
Boy, Tony Lee using second and third effort on that play. The officials conferring back on the 20-yard line. It looks like it may come back. No, they're picking up the flag. Inadvertent flag. So the touchdown would stand. Inadvertent flag. Touchdown, there's the signal. That's what we were waiting for. Tony, the officials the last couple of weeks have eaten several flags like that. I guess on the one hand, I have to respect them. When they make a mistake, they're willing to pick it up. They're not hard-nosed on it.
Well, I was glad to see that, John. I couldn't understand what they were calling. Where the flag was dropped, there was no other Worcester players. The only possible thing they could have called if one of the defenders reached out and grabbed the face mask, and I didn't see that.
Denny Shear to try the extra point. Got the distance.
That was good.
It is good. 27-0. Worcester breaking on top with 4:46 remaining here in the first half of action. And while the teams get ready for this kickoff, let us again thank our sponsors. And that would be Mott's Decorating, Degler's Restaurant and Pizza Bowl, Ettinger's Furniture, Tom Lyons out at Performance Pontiac, Dino's Home Movies and Drive-Thru, and Clear Picture Incorporated. Tony, tonight we have an old friend back in the booth, and that would be Kelly Ream, who is our producer tonight, and we're certainly happy to have Kelly back. Kelly's been away for quite a while on to bigger and better things, but we are sorry that Mark Glasgow, who is our usual producer, is not with us, and we want to send to his wife Cindy, who is recovering for some surgery, our very best wishes for a speedy recovery. There is the kick. It is Anthony Morgan again. Morgan coming up the sideline. He's got some running room, and it is finally number 30, Mark Newhauser, who made a touchdown-saving tackle. And that's what we mean about a young man who has the game-breaking potential. Anthony Morgan just flew up that sideline. He is so graceful and so quick, he doesn't look like he's running.
I can imagine Coach McFarland's heart fluttering every time he touches the ball.
I would think so.
He is fast.
1st and 10 on the 47-yard line. We've still got 4:16 remaining before half. Morton on a drop. No, he keeps the ball. He throws it down the center of the field. Tipped away. Nice defensive play by number 90. Mitch Sleek. And the quarterback, which is Tony Morton, paid on that. He's slightly shaken up as he goes back to the huddle. He showed a lot of poise standing in there until the last second to throw it.
John, they have, I believe that was Springer, wasn't it? He is listed as a freshman, the quarterback.
No, that was another number change. It's
oh, here it's Morton. That's right.
Yes, Morton.
He's a sophomore. He's an old fella.
Gives it this time to number 33, which is Charles Smith. And Charles Smith got back to the original line of scrimmage.
He got a yard, maybe two.
Yeah. We'll give him a yard. Call a 3rd and 9. McCoy comes in defensively. Matt Totten comes out. So Wooster is anticipating a pass. Here comes Morgan to the bottom of your screen. He's going to draw man-on-man coverage. And Wooster was coming on the screen pass over the middle. And good yardage, just enough for a first down. McLean actually ran in to the ball carrier, but just didn't get his arms out around him.
And that's number 35, James Alford, a 5'10", 210-pound junior. And he shows some good signs.
Yes,
there.
he is a big boy. It was Murphy that finally was able to bring him down, but they did pick up a first down on the 41-yard line of the Generals. High backs this time behind Morton. Gives it to his tailback up the center, a couple yards.
That would be Charles Smith.
It is McLean on the bottom of that pile, number 78. Again, let us remind you how hot and humid it is for this late in September. And I'm sure at halftime these young men will be getting a lot of water put back into their system to try and keep them from having the cramps and heat exhaustion that might occur. Clock is down to 2:30. Ball is just inside the 40. Call it 2nd and 8. High backs again. Wooster jumps. Wooster listening to the cadence and not watching the ball, and it'll cost them 5. This happened early in the ball game, but I thought the Generals had relaxed a little bit. It is 2nd down now and about 3. Now the ball just inside the 35-yard line. And there are slipbacks now behind Morton. Morgan is to the bottom of your screen. The pitch is to the tailbacks. It's a reverse, and the quarterback finally has the ball. Totten's got him. Totten coming over forced Morton to change his path, and actually Morton slipped down.
And they had some razzle-dazzle in that one.
There is a loss on the play back to the 41-yard line. There's where a slippery field may have actually helped the Generals. Morton lost his footing.
And the Generals seemed to recover very rapidly tonight.
Well, I'm sure all week the coaches were talking about the razzle-dazzle they might see. It is now 3rd and 10 situation for the Rebels.
And he
Morgan
moved.
dropping back to pass. It's a home run ball down there for Morgan. Incomplete. Coverage by Murphy down there. I think Morton actually pulled out from the center before he had the ball, and there's where the flag is. He wanted to get back so fast to throw it. I would not be surprised to see the Generals decline this, because if they do, it would bring up a 4th down. But what do I know, huh? They march it off. Brings it back to the 46-yard line. Illegal procedure. So it remains 3rd down and 15 now for the Rebels. We see number 20 in the defensive backfield for the Generals. That's Brad Snyder. Brad is a sophomore, getting some of his first varsity action. Little screen pass over the middle. There's a lot of white jerseys. Good defense by the Generals. John Murphy came up.
And let me tell you, at the rate he's going right now, John Murphy will probably be the defensive player of the week again this week.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He certainly had a wonderful first half.
That game was limited to 4, and it brings up a 4th and 6 situation. With under a minute left and being across midfield, the Rebels are not even thinking punt by any means. They're going to go for the first down. It's a 4th and 6. High backs this time behind Anthony Morgan, junior quarterback, trying to draw the Generals offside, and he may have succeeded. No, they're pointing at the Rebels this time. Well, excuse me. Well, the referee had a problem for a second. He's got it squared away.
You have to admit now, that's 2 mistakes they corrected on their own.
30 seconds on the clock right now. 4th down and 10, but the Rebels are still going to go for it. Don't they have much choice? Down 27-0. Draw play. Long delay. There's Warner can't get him, and Brad Snyder knocked him out of bounds. Brad is only a sophomore, getting some playing time tonight.
Looking good.
And on that loss, there is a change of possession. Again, let us mention our fine sponsors tonight. That would be Mott's Decorating, Degler's Restaurant and Pizza Bowl, Ettinger's Furniture, Tom Lyons at Performance Pontiac, Dino's Home Movies and Drive-Thru, and Clear Picture. 1st and 10 for the Generals. They're up 27-0. We've got 20 seconds. Time for this play and possibly one more. John Murphy down to the bottom of your screen, drawing single coverage. Mitch Sleek to the top. And they give it up the middle to Brett Birdno for 2 yards. That should be the last play of the half, unless the Generals call timeout. Doesn't look like they will.
Dropped a good 10 degrees in the last 10 minutes, John. The wind's blowing enough, and if it starts blowing those rain clouds this way.
Worcester will be kicking off to begin the second half. They will be kicking north to south. They are up 27-0. We look for Worcester maybe to open it up or to try some different things in the second half. Still, we're only halfway through the season. But by the same token, the Rebels came down here to play 4 quarters, so the Generals will have to be careful. There's a short kick which is out of bounds at the 40, so they'll have to kick it again. And I can't help but think that they were kicking away from Anthony Morgan.
Anthony Morgan, Anthony White, and Charles Smith. Any one of those 3 has shown that they can run so far, John.
Tony, as we get ready to kick off the second half, let us again thank our sponsors tonight, who are Mott's Decorating, Degler's Restaurant and Pizza Bowl, Ettinger's Furniture, Tom Lyons at Performance Pontiac, Dino's Home Movies and Drive-Thru, and Clear Picture. The ball was marked back 5 yards, and Denny Shear will get ready to kick it again. Worcester's defense, I'm sure, would like to retain the shutout that they have going tonight. But Anthony Morgan and the rest of the John Adams Rebels would certainly like to get 6 up on the scoreboard. There's Shear's kick, this time straight down the middle. Morgan takes it on a bounce at the 20. He's up to the 30, tried to change direction. He does so successfully. Mitch Sleek with a shot at him, brings him down at the 37.
That was a fine play by Mitch Sleek. Good tackle.
And so the Rebels have it at the 37-yard line. Wooster will be on defense. We have split backs behind Anthony Morton, number 14, the quarterback. And Anthony Morgan is to the top of your screen. They give it to number 33, and he breaks to the outside, picking up a good 6 yards. That is Charles Smith, number 33.
And a good 7 yards by Charles Smith.
Off right tackle. I'm going to give him 7 and call it 2nd and 3 on that play. Worcester's defense will have to retain its intensity here in the second half, or the Rebels could come roaring back. Again,
and
it's
here
split
comes
back.
the rain.
Yes, the rain is really coming down hard. Right up the middle, and Rich Withrow, number 63, gave him a bear hug, along with number 60, Doug Glasgow.
And Withrow getting his chance to play tonight has looked very well.
Yes, he has. He's replacing number 53, Andy Seifert. To our knowledge, Andy is not injured tonight. One general who is injured and perhaps is gone for the season is Mr. Corey Hupp, number 62, who suffered a broken leg in last week's game. It brings up a 3rd and 2 situation for the Rebels. Again, it's Smith going on that same play. He's got the first down, and he's up to midfield. 59 is Brian Finicum on the tackle for the Generals. Off the screen, maybe you can see now the officials getting on their rain jackets, but of course the players won't. Tony Lee back in defensively from Matt Totten for the Generals. 1st and 10, right at midfield for the Rebels. One of the Generals almost jumping. Again, it's Smith breaking through the line. It was Finicum dragging him down. Pickup is about 3, call it 2nd and 7. The Rebels showing good patience on this drive, not coming out trying to throw the ball down the field, but showing so far a nice steady running game. Split backs behind Anthony Morton, the quarterback. And he gives it to Smith again, breaking to the outside with his speed, but Brad Warner riding him out. Picked up a couple on that play.
And Warner is very impressive for a sophomore, John, getting his chance to play with the injury to John Hayes.
It is a 3rd down and 4 situation. Anthony Morgan split wide to the top of your screen. Split backs behind Anthony Morton, the quarterback. Generals would like to hold here. Morton going back to pass. Finicum missed him. He goes down the sideline and he's driven out. Over there very quickly, Brad Warner again. Tony, yeah, Brad Warner is actually a senior. Oh, boy.
Senior, John?
Yeah. We've got Brad Snyder, a sophomore.
Okay, all
and
right.
also have
He's number
Doug
10.
Snyder, a junior.
I think we had him mixed up with Brad Snyder there. And
the kick is a nice kick. And Murphy takes it on about the 12, going to the outside. He breaks a couple tackles. John Murphy refuses to go down. He may go all the way. This would be number 2 on the night. He's gone. He's gone. 78 yards unofficially. He caught it on about the 12.
88.
80? doggone it, where did I take my mathematics from school? I better not tell. They might not like that. I called it 78. It was 88 yards for John Murphy. 33 to nothing with the extra point try to come. Number 2 on the night for
John,
John Murphy.
In all due respect to John Murphy, he's done a terrific job. But boy, I'll tell you, you've got to give him a lot of credit. Those blockers that formed that wall there.
The extra point try is good. 34 to nothing. So credit Wooster's specialty teams tonight with a lot of credit. Not only does John Murphy have 2 touchdowns, Mitch Sleek had a nice run back.
He had
on
a 47-yard return.
Yes. The rains, by the way, are coming down. And we have had quite a bit of rain throughout the week, so that field, especially in the latter part of the game, is going to get pretty mushy and slippery, I'm afraid, Tony.
Here again, the Rebels are still over-pursuing on their punts. They're going right up the middle rather than spreading out and covering the outside.
Shear kicking away from Morgan. The ball is touched and now picked up by the fullback. That's number 35, James Alford.
And Mitch Sleek is there again.
Also, is that 21? No, 81. Chip Yankello.
Yankello.
We've called his number quite often tonight. Chip doing a nice job on this kickoff team. 1st and 10 for the Rebels. The ball is spotted on the 32-yard line. Number 76 in defensively is Mike Huddleston. Mike's played a lot of offense, but getting a chance at defense. And now he comes out and Rich Withrow comes back in. And this rain is just pouring down at this point. There is timeout on the field. While we have this timeout, we might mention to you again our fine sponsors: Mott's Decorating, Degler's Restaurant and Pizza Bowl, Ettinger's Furniture, Tom Lyons at Performance Pontiac, Dino's Home Movies and Drive-Thru, and of course our own Clear Picture Incorporated. And Kelly Ream, our producer tonight, along with our cameraman Scott Blanchard, are really having to improvise at this point to keep our camera dry. It is really raining hard down there. First and 10 for John Adams on the 32-yard line. Morton goes back to pass. He gets it out there to Smith. He breaks several tackles and is out for good yardage. Gee, 3 or 4 generals missed tackles.
It's going to be hard to hang on to now.
It brings up a 2nd and 5. The pickup was 5. This rain continues to come down in sheets. And with the wind blowing, we lost our picture.